Hello, everyone. This is the Paint the Town Red podcast, and my name is Chance Bowen. Up first, court restrains Trump's deportation powers under wartime law. A federal appeals court has ruled that President Trump cannot invoke the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to rapidly deport Venezuelan migrants suspected of ties to the Tren de Agua gang. The court found that their presence doesn't constitute that type of invasion Congress intended when drafting the law. I mean, wow. It's like if you see, nowhere in history, I don't think, there's been a king or a ruler that has, I'm not saying Trump's a king or a ruler or anything, but, another group of people are invading our country. They're known criminals and they're tied in with like violent gangs, and we're not allowed to get them out of our country. I mean, that just doesn't even make any sense. It's just sad. That's how weak we are. I really do think that Trump's election was meant to get in. He was supposed to be pushing on all these buttons for immigration, and the courts were going to stop them. And then now the courts obviously go back on their last ruling. So all their last rulings were a bunch of like, you can't deport no migrants. So then now whoever gets in office, unless they break the law, we are never going to gain our country back from illegal immigrants. Never. Not going to happen. That's what I think Trump's presidency is all about. Trump pushes back against health rumors amid deployment news. So if you don't know, Trump was out of the news cycle. He's so active, and if he's gone for even 3 days, people are like, where's he at? Because he's so active, more than any president has ever been. Look, I know obviously I hate on Trump a lot, but he's an alpha male for sure. I mean, this dude, he does a lot of, it seems like he's very busy and he's always showing up. So when he doesn't, people question it. There was rumors going around that he even died and stuff, but I guess he went off and he did a news press conference last night, I think. So obviously he's fine. Seems to be talking fine. Everything looks good. President Trump has dismissed recently circulating rumors about his health as fake news, noting he spent the Labor Day weekend golfing and giving interviews. Around the same time, he signed off plans to relocate U.S. Space Station Command headquarters from Colorado to Alabama. Why would he do that? I don't know. I have to look into that and see what's behind. Why is he doing that? Markets rally on tech wins. Fed talks of rate cuts. The Dow dipped slightly, but tech stocks like Alphabet and Apple soared. Alphabet up 6% after a favorable court decision on antitrust limitations over Chrome, and Apple is up 4%. Market optimism grew as Federal Reserve officials floated the prospect of rate cuts amid softer labor data. So yeah, jobs aren't growing like we thought they would or like they were even supposed to. And then we had the U.S. government lying to us about the jobs by by a ton of jobs. And then so I looked into it further, and it's like not only are they lying about the jobs, but all of the new jobs are not going to, and bring it up again. Sorry, I bring up race a lot. I know it's something I look into. Everybody pays attention if they're Democrat, Republican. I pay attention to like what's their ethnic background, because I think that matters. Obviously matters to the Democrats. 95% of all the new jobs added went to non-white people. Oh, sorry, I say that I did it again. 94% of all the new jobs went to non-white people. Only 6% of them went to white people. And that's interesting, right? Do you care about that at all, or is it not about race? Only people that care about race, Democrats, and they're doing things like this. But you don't care. You're getting destroyed, but you don't care, right? Wish you'd stop talking about race. Bro, you're weak. It's just disgusting. Epstein survivors demand release of the files on Capitol Hill. Epstein survivors delivered a powerful plea to the U.S. Capitol demanding the release of all the files related to the late financer. Organizer Ashkenuza DiGiorgio stated, "This is not a hoax. We, the survivors, say no." A bipartisan effort led by Thomas Massey and Ro Kahana is pushing to force a vote on disclosing the documents. And I watched some of the interviews, I was watching it, but I definitely, my heart goes out to them. It's terrible what happened to them. But, like what they were asked. And I know we've heard the story, we know what's going on, but one of the girls asked, they're always crying and all this stuff. This one girl actually goes, what happened? What would he do to you? You were invited to a party, and then what? And then she's like, well, if you follow the story, I don't want to talk about it. Bro, You're on TV. All of America is watching. This is your biggest opportunity to tell us what's going on so people can get motivated to push the buttons even more of these politicians. And that's what you say? You don't want to talk about it? Like, I don't know. That's just me being annoyed with them a little bit for that. But that being said, I mean, they went through a lot, obviously, and it's terrifying. Terrifying. What's terrifying to me, though, is that, these politicians, they went through that and they want you, the people, to follow all the laws. You have no protection, and they're looking for any time you slip up, they're ready to take you to jail in a moment's notice for just even having a freedom of like owning firearms or something. And yet they're breaking laws, biblical laws and legal laws so much, and yet nothing's happening because of their power. I mean, it's obvious. And another thing they're not talking about too, the people that were doing the interview, they never mentioned how Epstein, why he was doing it. All the people that were their abusers were powerful people in the government. Why? Why? Can't you put the puzzle pieces together? Our government, yeah, the sexual acts were wrong. Yes, these people were abused, and that is terrifying and sad. But a big problem is that our government is compromised. We've been taken over by a foreign nation. You don't care about that? That doesn't concern you? Oh, because they gave to Trump's campaign, or because they gave to Kamala's campaign, you're willing to just sweep that under the rug? I think Napoleon Bonaparte said, you can't expect somebody over the age of 40 to participate in the revolution. And that is something that is happening right now on a grand scale. Everybody is willing to push this. I mean, they're talking about, well, did you see the tax rate? Did you see the jobs report? Did you see this? Did you see that? Who cares? Our government is compromised. Are you not getting it? You're caring about holes in your, potholes in your street. You care about the cats, yet our government is compromised. It's pretty terrible. But they are not going to go unchecked. We are the American spirit. We came from many governments, from Rome to England to now America. We've escaped tyranny time and time again, and we are the ones who invented business, right? So we, no doubt, will find our way through this, and we got to keep our heads high. Prayer is needed, unlike the mayor of, who's the mayor? Was it Minneapolis? With the school shooter says that we don't need prayers. No, we need prayers. Prayers are the number one weapon that we have at our disposal, and we plan on using them. I hope your prayers will include the America and our country. I hope they would include that. And I hope that the people who are watching who are not awake to Epstein and his involvement with Mossad and his involvement with Israel, and then later on, his involvement with Peter Thiel, who runs Palantir, who funds J.D. Vance's campaign. Do you know that? Or are you just have no balls at all, and you're just so stupid that you could care less about our government being completely compromised? Is that you? Well, that's sad. That saddens me. This is the Paint the Town Red podcast. We hope you guys have a wonderful week.